Hey, what's up everybody? This is Osaberg501 and today I want to go over a guide for the new content we got in Marvel's Avengers because we essentially just got a new mission type today, and this new mission type is also where you're going to be farming any gear with the cosmic element on it, which is probably one of, if not the strongest element currently in the game. And one of the really good things about these new missions is that even after you complete them the first time, they have a guaranteed epic reward for the mission completion. And if you don't know what that does, if you get a higher rating while completing the mission, I think it's something like 80+%, you'll get a guaranteed legendary reward. So you can constantly redo these and refarm these to get guaranteed cosmic legendary items at the end. And like I said, cosmic is easily one of the strongest elements in the game, and it was very hard to get them before these missions. So going back and getting a bunch of cosmic items for all of your characters is going to pretty heavily increase the power of your group of heroes. Now, how you're going to start getting these missions is you're going to go to the Pacific Northwest region. It's going to have a new outpost there. You're going to go to that and it's going to have you talk to Maria Hill, and then she's going to have you talk to Morales, and she's going to give you the new mission type, which is pretty much Tachyon rifts. And these are essentially just a modified type of some of the other missions we have. They seem to be a little bit more varied, still sticking with all of the different objectives we already have in the game, but it's going to add a new overall objective in the mission. And there's a few things with this. With the modifiers currently right now, most of the enemies are going to have an overshield on them, so they're going to be a little bit stronger. With the entirety of the mission, it's going to be timed. Now it's going to set you on a starting time, but there will constantly be these little rifts spawning all over the map, and once you go into them, it will give you some more time. Now the best thing to do with this is to not just go farm those, it's to let your time run down a bit, because if you let your time run down, I think 30 seconds to a minute from the time you start with, it'll start giving you the maximum amount of time that you can get from each of these rifts, and that's 20 seconds. So the first mission, which you can do solo, if you let it go down, like I said, around 30 seconds, and then you get one of those rifts, it'll give you another 20 seconds. So you don't really have to worry about constantly farming these rifts. You just do it every once in a while once your time gets down to a certain point. And if you're doing it on the lowest difficulty and you're decently geared, especially if you're on a flying character, you really don't have to worry about the time much at all. Now, another thing that's going to happen is you're going to constantly be taking damage just being in the mission. So you will have to worry about your health, but your heroic abilities are also being recharged much quicker. So a lot of the heroic abilities in the game have some type of heal added with them. And say if you're on something like Iron Man, you can actually get into Hulkbuster, instantly use a keybind to get out of it, which gives you a lot of its cooldown back. And in these missions, you'll actually instantly be able to have Hulkbuster up again, and Hulkbuster fully heals you. So essentially you can't die on Iron Man because you can just get into Hulkbuster, get out instantly again, and it's up to be used again. So I'm not certain if that's something that they really want happening, but it's incredibly strong for this. And you really don't have to worry about much on the lowest difficulty. It's pretty much just going through a normal mission where you're taking damage all of the time, and you have to worry a little bit about your overall time in the mission. So that is the first mission. And again, this is able to be done solo with all of your AI companions. And after you do that, it's going to unlock you a second mission, which is essentially the same thing. It's just another modified mission with a little bit different objectives, with the timer and the constantly taking of damage for you. Your heroics recharge faster, and all the enemies are overcharged shields. To the second mission, you actually have to queue up or have a group of people to play. You need a minimum of 2 people, and you can't have AI companions. The second mission is actually going to be a little bit harder. You have to do it on challenge 2. It won't let you go above a minute, if I'm not mistaken. So you have to worry about the time much more. What I'd recommend is waiting till you get down to like 30 to 40 seconds and then getting 1 or 2 of the rifts, and that will keep you up at around a minute. So you don't have to worry about your time much in that either, if you know how to do it to maximize your time. That one is definitely a little bit harder. You have to queue up or have players, like I said, so it's going to take a little bit longer to do that. But after you're done with that, that's the only things I have seen so far, and that's the only new content we've gotten. Now, the mission that requires other players, I'm pretty sure is a thing that resets daily. I'm not certain if both the missions reset daily, but after you do those, I would recommend not really doing the one that requires other players. Just do the first mission that you can do with AI companions or with other players if you want, because they will both give a guaranteed legendary at the end if you get a higher rating. And that's essentially all you do. Both of these missions have a bunch of side objectives that you can do. I'm not certain certain if they have like a higher chance to give cosmic items, but from what I've seen, it's just better to just complete the mission as quickly as possible to get the guaranteed legendary cosmic item at the end. And that's pretty much all you do. It's pretty simple. Personally, I think these missions are definitely a little bit more fun than most of the other missions in the game. They're against a clock. You constantly take damage, so you are on a little bit more of a deadline throughout the mission, and it varies up the objectives. Even though they're the same objectives, it varies up the objectives from the pool of objectives we currently have in the game to make it feel a little bit more fresh, and then adds in that new timer and taking damage over time. And it's just a little bit more fun where you constantly can use your abilities much more often. So say if you're on one of the characters like say Thor or something, and your abilities kind of do a little bit more and are much more combat focused and a little bit less utility focused, it could definitely be fun just spamming out abilities. That's pretty much all I want to go over. Just a quick guide for the new content. Subscribe if you want to see more Marvel's Avengers videos. Leave a like if you liked the video. Leave a comment down below what you guys think about this new content, this new mission type, and thanks for watching.
Looks like we made it just in time. Get close to those terminals so I can infiltrate their network. We must control all three to override the transport's navigation systems. Be on guard. AIM will try to regain control of the terminal.
This guy's not getting back up.
We just lost an access point. Return it to our control. An AIM unit took back control of an access point. AIM has regained control of a terminal. Please deal with it. We just lost an access point. Return it to our control.
Our suspicions were correct. These Tachyon storms are responsible for those strange disruptions you've been experiencing, almost like a global shockwave. The pulses themselves are disorienting for now, but if these storms are any indication, they could get much worse. We'll process the rest of this data ASAP.